Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
You want to know why we're losing control of our society and it's becoming a massive tyranny by every metric? The biggest reason is television and the laziness of the general public. The establishment basically exacerbates it, rides it, surfs it. But at the end of the day, you want to know the problem, you want to know why we're in so much trouble? Look in the mirror. In fact, can we intro the next segment with the V for Vendetta piece we have? I know why you did it. You were scared. Why shouldn't you be? Terrorism, biological warfare, and more. And the government offered you security. All you had to do was stay silent and submit. And so you did. But now you've lost every basic freedom you have, and you're not safe. You're getting more and more unsafe every day, because those that give up liberty will only get horrible degradation, slavery, and tyranny. To paraphrase and expand on what V was saying, Mark Dice has another video, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. Video, some Americans think Martin Luther King just died. And I talk to people with PhDs and stuff, and they are amazed. PhDs in psychology, sociology, astrophysics, you name it. And they'll be amazed that I even know anything about their field or that I'm trying to show off. It's just so interesting. And I'm a generalist. I have general knowledge of all sorts of things. And it's not because I'm a show-off or something. I'm not probably that smart at the end of the day. When you think of egghead smart, mathematician smart, but I am street smart. And if you're street smart, you want to know knowledge. Even if you're a sociopath, knowing how things work can make you very rich in whatever endeavor you're involved in. Culturally rich, financially rich, spiritually rich. And I look at this video we're going to play in the next segment, the audio for radio listeners. Radio listeners can go to Infowars.com/show to find the free video feed. We got Mark coming on middle of the next hour. And Mark just goes out there for like 30 minutes. He doesn't need to stay out there all day to get idiots who think that Martin Luther King was the first man to walk on the moon and stuff like that. I'm not joking. This is the way the general public is. So you see a headline like this, and you know why this is happening. Middle class decline looms over final years of Obama presidency. No, that's not a Weekly Standard or Washington Times conservative headline. That's Reuters. Middle class decline looms over final years of Obama presidency. Biggest decline in the middle class since the Great Depression. Here's another nice article out of the Japan Times. Richest 1% will hold half of world wealth in 2016. Oxfam says. That's the Oxfam global charity breaking it down into Davos, Switzerland. And I'm going to decipher why this is happening and why it's going to get a lot worse. I mean, we all know the basics. Globalism, centralized rigged games. But you go look at the top 1% of the 1%, they've got something like 65% of that wealth. So let's be clear. Well over a third of global wealth. In fact, I forget the precise number. It's something like that. Guys, will you Google ultra-rich have over a third of world's wealth? I want to say it's 40-something%. And then, because they always just say 1% to confuse people. But that top tiny little percent of the 1%, you can look up the numbers, they hold almost all of it. And then they're waging war on the middle class. When you look at the Dutch and British royalty, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, I mean, they're the ones. Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, and they're funding ending free market. Well, yeah, they're pulling up the ladder to the hot air balloon they're already on. They don't want us on the hot air balloon. They're kicking everybody off of it. Sold out for weeks due to the difficult and extensive proprietary process behind its creation, the exclusive InfoWars Life Secret 12 formulation is now back in stock. This ultra-clean vitamin B12 nutraceutical has been carefully crafted and developed over the last 2 years and is based on cellular science of how your body actively absorbs essential nutrients. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and could not be properly absorbed by the body. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin, the most bioactive form that has been created with our proprietary process. Secret 12 is taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Discover the secret. Secret 12. Supplies of Secret 12 are very limited. Secure yours today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
The average person's life is filled with unexpected challenges. Unlock the energy it takes to defeat these daily beasts with Super Male or Super Female Vitality, specifically designed to assist the body in regulating proper hormone balance to create superior vitality in males and females. Supercharge and conquer your world at InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put 2 and 2 together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Just let me think.
I suspect even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's Chancellor Sutler.
Damn it.
Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of the truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir. You wanted it foolproof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice, intolerance and oppression. And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others. They will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror. I know why you did it. I know you were afraid. Who wouldn't be? War, terror, disease. There were a myriad of problems which conspired to corrupt your reason and rob you of your common sense. Fear got the best of you, and in your panic you turned to the now High Chancellor Adam Sutler. He promised you order, he promised you peace, and all he demanded in return was your silent, obedient consent.
There is a war. It's happening now. It will decide the fate of humanity. The time to choose sides has come. We are the resistance. We are the InfoWar. I'm your host, Alex Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this Monday, the 19th day of January, 2015. Mark Dice, documentary filmmaker, best-selling author, political analyst, media analyst, will be joining us. He's done it again. The video is on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com right now. He joins us at the middle of the next hour. There's a new video. Americans think Martin Luther King just died and was the first African-American to walk on the moon. These are not cherry-picked from idiot Californians. These are liberals. We're able to do the same thing in Austin. The so-called trendy liberal is so stupid, so uninformed, it boggles the brain. And again, I use the term, they would call themselves liberals. These are TV head, trendy, fascist supporters who are dumber than a sack of rocks. Now, mainline Republicans aren't much better, I'll be honest with you. But at least they want private property and the right to self-defense and family. They're silly and they're ignorant, but they've got guts, and guts is enough to rip off one more time Full Metal Jacket. But these people are scary. I've sent my reporters out in Austin to go to the trendy areas, and people that brag that they've got degrees in chemistry want to ban dihydrogen monoxide on tape, and they start hitting on Leanne McAdoo. Yeah, I've got a degree in chemistry. I agree we need to ban dihydrogen monoxide. That's water, of course, ladies and gentlemen. We use that as an illustration of carbon dioxide sounds scary, like carbon monoxide that'll kill you. Carbon dioxide is what plants live off of, and then they put off oxygen for us. We had a caller, though, last week that brought up a point that is a concern for fossil fuel burning, that it basically destroys oxygen when you burn stuff. That is a good point. And oxygen levels are dropping. But see, don't ever expect any real environmental angle to come out, because special interests don't want that. Genetic engineering, overfishing, stuff like that. Nanotech. I'm not an obstructionist. Most major scientists that are involved in this say there's a good chance some of this is going to end up destroying us or coming awful darn close. Like the old legend of Atlantis developed some power source that blew up the whole island. Now, I don't know if Atlantis was real. Plato said it was in a history book he wrote that's incredibly accurate. Plato said they had batteries with electricity. People didn't know if it was true until about 200 years ago when they found a bunch of them in Greece. They since found them in Rome and Spain, over 2,000 years old. But I'm digressing. Excuse me. We are headed the way Atlantis went. So I don't know if Atlantis was real, but Atlantis is probably just about ready to happen. I want to have a controlled Atlantis. A controlled new Atlantis. And now that's high-level Illuminati talk right there. They say they want the new Atlantis. I see them building the new hell. I'd like humanity to make it. I'd like us to have advanced technologies. I'd like my children and grandchildren and their children to live with your children in the future and have access to all that and not kill each other mindlessly. Instead, I see the opposite of the Atlantis society. The good things of the fabled Atlantis. No war, peace, high technology. People reportedly lived hundreds of years, longer than they do now. Whether you believe that fable or not, whether it's based in some truth, the legend has some kernel to it. We have the Elysium of Atlantis within our grasp. The golden fields of Elysium are within our grasp. And the elite have made the decision that you and I will not have access to that. They behave and operate as if we don't exist anymore, as if we don't matter, as if we're bugs to be swept out of the way. As Ray Kurzweil said, you may not take the brain chips and merge with the computers. We may allow you to live, or we may just step on you like a bug, because our intelligence will be like that of a god compared to man today, or that of a human to a roach. I'm paraphrasing his quote. You can look it up. And that's a popular refrain. They will achieve Godhead, and if you try to get in the way,